All right. Tom Beal here. I hope this message finds you well. It is March 28th, roughly 4:12 p.m. Eastern when I go live right now, and I'm sharing this for numerous reasons. As the title says, are you at a place where you're like, man, I thought at this day and age, I thought at this time, I thought I'd be at a different place. I thought I would be further along, either in my career, further along towards turning my dreams into reality than I am currently experiencing right now. Guess what? You're not alone. I've been there more times than I ever would want to have been. But the good news is, regardless of where you are right now, regardless, even if you're at the peak and are like, man, my dreams came true at a level I didn't even think they were possible of being this amazing, you can create a plot twist at any time. Anytime. So I'm going to share with you a brief journey that brings me back to memories 20, let's see, what we got here? Oh, there we go. 26 years ago, April 2nd, 1993, I was graduating from Marine Corps boot camp. And the whole story of how I got there was exactly what I just shared with you. I was at a place in my life where I didn't feel that was living up to my full potential. I was in a situation in my life where I was working in a factory, and thank you for that position at Ultrafab. At that time, that was something that I needed, but I knew I had more than putting earplugs in and working with my two machines for 8 hours and producing weather stripping that goes on the windows and motorhomes and things like that. I knew I had more to accomplish in my life, but I didn't know that at the time. So what I did is I got a second part-time job. While I was working at that factory, I got a job at the mall. And while I was working at the mall, it was a clothing company called Merry-Go-Round. So I don't know if you remember that. The Merry-Go-Round, they had cross colors. It was like a hip hop clothing store. And I was working there on weekends and other days when I was at the factory from 3 to 11 p.m. When I wasn't there, I was working on the weekends at the mall. And that's when a Marine Corps recruiter came by and a conversation began. And I opened up the potential for talking with him. And prior to that, I had no desire whatsoever to be in the military. And prior to him coming up and approaching me while working at the mall, I had never in high school even missed a class to go take the ASVAB test. I just didn't think the Marine Corps or any armed service was anything that I would be a part of. However, at that point in my life, there was just this lack of feeling like that's all my life was meant to be, working in the factory and working at the mall. And there was someone at the factory who actually heard some of my plans, and he pulled me aside and said, you don't belong here. And so this might be something you might need to hear to help inspire you to step into the bigger potential that you have. You're better than this, is what he was in essence telling me. He's like, you don't belong here. And he shared that, and at first I took offense to it. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm doing a great job. I'm rising through the ranks. He says, you remind me of me 20 years ago. He said, do you still want to be here 20 years from now? Like, I see me in you. And what happened is, next thing you know, my girlfriend and I got a place together. She got pregnant. We got married, and I've been here 20 years. He's like, do you want that to be your life? And I said, man, I never thought of that. And how many times have you been in a situation, and I've been in those situations before, where I really didn't think ahead and say, do I want to be here in this situation 20 years from now? Ask yourself possibly this question right now. With what you're doing right now, if you fast forward 20 years, would you want more of this, or would you want something different? Would you want a trajectory modifying situation to occur? Would you want a plot twist to occur so that you would be at your optimal health? You would be at your optimal level of happiness. You would be able to fulfill your potential. So at that particular juncture, when I was working at the factory and working at the mall, the Marine Corps recruiter pretty much sold me on things that he wasn't able to fulfill, but it was enough to get me out of that trajectory where I would have been 20 years probably in the same situation that person was at the factory. Who knows? But I knew if I continued on that path, if nothing changed, nothing changed. So I went with a dramatic change. I quit the job at the factory. I quit the job at the mall and enrolled in Marine Corps boot camp. Now it says 15th of January. Well, for anyone who's been in the Marine Corps and been to Parris Island, I arrived there on the 5th of January. And I didn't get picked up by my platoon for roughly 10 days. So I was there in a different holding platoon until the training kicked off. So it was in essence the 5th of January to the 2nd of April, 3 months of a rigorous, someone might call living hell situation. But I pulled through it. And not only did I pull through it, but I pulled through it on graduation day, which if you do the math, it's coming up on 26 years to almost to the day. at April 2nd would be 26 years to the day. So on that graduation day, my grandparents were handed this. Your grandson has been selected as the honor man of his platoon. He has demonstrated the attributes of a Marine to a degree not displayed by any other member of his platoon. Please be my guest at the graduation ceremony. I've reserved seats for you in the covered reviewed stand at the parade field. If you will present this card to an usher at the reviewing stand, he will escort you to your seat. Upon arrival of the commanding general, he will meet and talk with you. Again, my heartiest congratulations. Respectfully, the battalion sergeant major. So little did I know, from giving my best, giving my all for those 3 months and being the leader for my particular platoon, what's called the guide. I was the guide for the latter half of the 3 months. I led our platoon to massive success. So our platoon was 3028, and I missed the page here. Try to go back. 3028. And over here, I was the platoon honor graduate. I was the platoon high shooter. I was the platoon high PFTer. I pretty much won all that I could win as far as being the leader of the platoon. But not just me, I led our platoon to winning the drill. I was the guide. I held all that big guide on, and we did the platoon marching. We won the marching. We won the highest rifle range scores. We won the highest physical fitness scores. We won all the trophies that were able to be won because I pulled us all together to accomplish the goals that we had on our plate as the platoon, and had to bring a melting pot of people from all walks, all races, literally as diverse as you can possibly be, squash all the nonsense and get everybody on the same page to accomplish the goals that we had at hand. And I am very thankful for that 3 months, 26 years ago, because it led me to doing well once I got out of boot camp in the remaining 4 years of my active duty in the Marine Corps. But then that also gave me the lessons necessary to continue on into being a top salesperson, into being number 1 in 5 separate sales organizations, and taking what I learned from leadership skills and bringing people together to help people go for their dreams, to help people dream big and follow it up with the proper actions to turn those big dreams into reality. So what I'm saying in that statement that led you to this video is my story that led me into boot camp was a turning point, was a plot twist that I didn't see coming, and the companies I was working for didn't see coming, the family members in my life didn't see coming. I pretty much told them, hey, I signed up and I'm leaving for boot camp in the Marine Corps in a couple weeks. I pretty much met with the recruiter, took the test, and was in boot camp a couple weeks later. And that's a dramatic plot twist. And I did it again at the end of that 4-year journey of the Marine Corps. I was contemplating, do I stay in the Marine Corps or do I get out? And there was another situation. I looked forward. I said, do I really feel this is what my life's mission is to be? And I was really good at it, but do I want to be like a hired killer? Or do I have other things that I want to go do? And I felt, you know what? I learned what I needed to learn in the Marine Corps. Now it's time for me to go venture outward and see what's next. And from that led me to different sales organizations, led me to, the whole path from selling cars at Geneva Ford to selling Konica Minolta copiers I'm trying to blank on the copier company, but I sold copiers, and then I went and published the North Carolina Home Book. Where's the Home Book? Somewhere over here. Go ahead. Went and published this book in 2002. Actually, 2001. 2001. So, because halfway through this is when September 11th happened. This was a project I moved down to North Carolina to do in July of 2001, and had until 4 months to get it done. And halfway through 2001, July, August, September 11th of 2001 happened halfway through me publishing this book. And this was a great project that I was proud of. It took a lot of work, a lot of energy, etc. But publisher, Thomas H. Beale. This was tough. And the toughest part was September 11th happened in the middle of selling the advertising. Every page in here is paid advertisement for people that work with the $1 Million Plus homes in Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh-Durham. So me and my team sold roughly $400,000 worth of advertisements in 4 months, with September 11th happened in the middle of the whole program. So it threw everybody off course. No one knew what the heck was going on in our world at that point. So different turning points, different trajectory modifiers, different plot twists occurred in my life, as I'm sure they've happened in your life. And the whole purpose of this video is multifold, twofold. One, me get to reminisce on 26 years ago and think, holy crap, look what's happened since being in boot camp, scared to death, facing challenges that I never thought I would be able to get through. Not only was I able to get through them, but I was helping others get through it and teaming us all up to win all that we had in store at boot camp. And then the 26 years since then. So there's that reminiscent aspect of today's conversation, but there's also the inspiring aspect for myself and for you, hopefully, that it doesn't matter what's led up until today. You are in charge of where you're going from here. And if you're like I was when that person approached me about 27 years ago, 26 and a half years ago, saying, you don't belong here. Like, do you feel you're tapping into your full potential? Do you feel you're stepping up and being all that you're capable of being personally and professionally? Or do you feel it might be time for a plot twist? It might be time for you to amplify your efforts in certain areas of your life, possibly your health, right? Let's face it, health, without it, nothing else matters. There's a quote that says something along the lines that if you have your health, you can have hundreds, thousands of goals. But if you don't have your health, you only have one goal, and that's to be healthy. And if you're like me, we take health for granted until we don't have it, right? That's kind of the rub of this human experience. Health, yeah, whatever. Don't pay any attention to it until it's brought as a forefront situation that needs your full attention. So wherever you are on this journey, a possible plot twist might be, you know what? It's time to get freaking in awesome shape. Like, enough messing around, because I've found a correlation that when I'm in great shape, I'm much more happier, I'm much more energetic, I'm much more able to have the energy to put into exciting projects, which turn into great results financially and otherwise, right? So health is always a baseline for me. The healthier I am, the more energy, the more happiness, the more results that I'm able to get. Not sure if you noticed a correlation to that. So maybe this is a wake-up call for you to, like, you know what, it's time to step up and get on a track to become healthier. I'm going to eat. I have a plan to eat healthier. I have a plan to move more, work out more, and get into better shape, right? And or maybe it's time to focus on some key relationships and putting the time, energy, and effort into making those optimal and not neglecting them. And then maybe it might be a time to amplify your financial results, right? So it's kind of contrary to the health thing. You might be big and you want to get small, and in your finances you might be small, you want to get big, right? And the bottom line is, it's up to you. What do you feel is important for you to focus on? And I'm bringing it up at this point in time because April 2nd, I graduated from boot camp. Just so happens, it's also like April 1st, April 2nd, is also the beginning of the second quarter of the year, right? There's 4 quarters in the year. January, February, March is quarter 1. April, May, and June is quarter 2, right? And in a quarter, there's so much that can happen. I'm sure you have probably witnessed, and you may have seen others that have made a commitment and say, you know what, I'm going to get healthy. And in 60 days, in 90 days, they go from fat to fit. Or they say, you know what, in this quarter, I'm going to put my time and attention into growing my financial results. And they go from a thin bank account to a fat bank account by putting the proper attention, focus, and energy towards that. And the same thing for key relationships. So this might be a wake-up call for you. And if you follow any of my work for however long you've been in my world, I do a lot of this training to not just inspire you, but to inspire me. Because I teamed up with these authors a while back and created a course that just transformed many people's lives. But they have this book, which is amazing, the 12-week year. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. If you don't have the book, it's freaking amazing and you need it. And then the good part is it's a quick read. And I have it on Audible. I've listened to it who knows how many times on Audible, over and over and over again. I've read it numerous times. And it literally shows you how you can have a plot twist in your life in quick chunks. 12 weeks of focus can really basically take a dream, say it's going to be done by the end of those 12 weeks. You reverse engineer it. You put the proper attention, effort, and energy towards it. And within that 12-week period, with consistency, sure enough, it becomes a reality. It's like Aladdin's lamp, like the whole thing of like, find the lamp, rub it, and your wish is my command. Like, you can do that on a 12-month or a 12-week situation. 12 weeks from now, this is going to be done. And you put the proper consistent actions in place, and sure enough, it is. And you're like, holy cow, I can manifest and create anything that I want. Then the question is, what do I want? And that's what this whole message is about. So if this is touching you and reaching you at the right point, I'm urging you, kind of shaking you through the screen to say, look, we're coming to the close of this first quarter. It's time to put a plot twist in place. It's time to step up and be the best you're capable of being in this second quarter. If you don't have this book, maybe that's the call to action. Go get this book. Implement what it shares. Or you can take it a step further. I'm stepping my game up. I'm in decent shape now, but we'll have this video saved. 12 weeks from now, you'll see my face, my body in a much different shape because I'm putting the proper attention towards it to be in way better shape 12 weeks from now. 3 months. This second quarter, I'm putting some massive effort, attention, and consistency behind getting in better shape. And also, I'm putting energy and effort towards a couple cool, amazing projects, which you'll hear more about. They're actually getting released early next month, and then one in May as well. That also has me excited. And that's part of it is I have to have the energy for these cool projects to get the momentum and the trajectory of those off the ground. But I'm excited to impact many people's lives with those cool projects, etc. So I'm stepping up my game for this next 12 weeks, this next quarter. And I encourage you to do the same. So the next step that I would encourage you to do is go to one of my sites. It's called Your Best Awaits. Go to yourbestawaits.com. Get the free gift that I have for you there. And then I also have some other free gifts to include scheduling a call with me and helping you gain the clarity on how to implement this, how to make it happen, so that literally you set that goal, you set that intention, you put the plan in place with consistency. 12 weeks from now, you wake up, your dream is a reality. So go to yourbestawaits.com, get the free gifts, schedule the call with me, and watch how a plot twist comes into play. Watch how, just like when this happened 26 years ago, people are like, what? You're going where? You're doing what? Out of the blue. Like, I never in a million years pictured me going into the military. It was just literally a spontaneous, divine appointment that changed the trajectory of my life. And who knows, this video could be that for you as well. It could be enough to reach through the screen and shake you a little bit and say, look, it's time for you to wake up. You're capable of more. I see it in you. You know when you look in the mirror, you're capable of more. It's time to show yourself. It's time to show the world what you're capable of. This upcoming 12 weeks is your time to shine. Let's do this. Watch my journey. I'll be on it. Look, you'll be seeing some inspiration from me at a much higher level in these 12 weeks. And my goal is to, A, hold myself accountable so that I can remain consistent and turn those dreams into reality for me. And B, inspire you to step up and be all that you're capable of being, personally and professionally. All right, so go to yourbestawaits.com. Get the free gifts that I have for you, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Hopefully this is helpful. Feel free to share this. If it did inspire you, be sure to comment, be sure to reach out to me, and go to yourbestawaits.com. Let me type that in here. How can I do this? Text. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. Oops. .com. There we go. Add. Boom. There we go. So go to yourbestawaits.com. Get the free gift that I have for you, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this inspires you to step up on this upcoming 12 weeks. This next quarter, quarter number 2 of 2019, will be a trajectory modifier for you, will be a plot twist, just like it's going to be for me. All right, make today great. I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.